Hey everyone, it's Richard Metal Fan here, bringing you guys a long-awaited music collection update. I haven't done one of these in like 2 months, and yet again I've got piled up. I have like 3 piles of CDs right here. I have a little stack of vinyl about this thick here, and I have like a couple cassettes to show you guys. I'm just gonna blow through it all. Probably not gonna comment on much, and try not to ramble on about a certain album and stuff. So yeah, I think I'll start with the CDs, then work my way to vinyls, or maybe I'll just do CDs, then I'll work my way to the cassettes, and I'll do the vinyls for last. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Got Abominable Putridity, In the End of Human Existence. Abysmal Torment, Cultivate the Apostate. I'll just set this right here. And I got these two I actually gotten today, and they're both from the same band. And I got In Comes in Waves by the Acacia Strain. I mean, it's actually a digipack. It's actually one big long song. It's actually 7 songs, but they form a sentence called "Our only sin was giving them names." Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. And I got their new album, Slow Decay. It's a digipack. It's pretty much all their EPs that spell D-E-C-K, D-E-C-A-Y, and it pretty much has all that in there plus 2 other songs. Let's see, we got Aeon, Bleeding the False. All That Remains, Victims of the New Disease. I got this on eBay. I pretty much was the only one that bid on this. As you can see, it is signed by the band, which is awesome. That was a good return to form with them in 2018. So we've got the new Aversion's Crown album entitled Hell Will Come For Us All. It's a pretty damn good album. It's actually from the Australian deathcore band, and it's also their first album with their new vocalist, Tower Miller. He's actually from the States. I believe he's from Tennessee, and he actually has a mixture of like CJ from Die Hard is Murder and Joe from Fit for an Autopsy with his voice. Overall, really good album, and honestly, this band deserves more recognition if you ask me. Next up, we got Battle Beast, Bringer of Pain. Beheaded, Beast Incarnate. Benighted, Asylum Cave. Blood Red Throne, Brutalitarian Regime. We got Brain Drill, Quantum Catastrophe. Ugh, so fucking sick. Brutal Truth, End Time. Got the new Bury Tomorrow album, Cannibal. I think it's pretty good. I think it's a step up from Black Frame, but anything they've done is great. I really would love to see them tour in the US. Some good UK metalcore. Anyway, next 2 I gotten from the same band. That'd be Burzum. I got their self-titled album combined with their ASCII EP, and I have a Philosem. I probably butchered that. Next up we have Caliban, Sail of the Tragedy. Some good metalcore from Germany. Another band that really needs to come and tour in the US. Next up, got the new Karakongren album, Frankensteinia Stratomontanus. It's a really great album. These guys can do no wrong. One of my favorite symphonic black metal bands. So we have Cannabis Corpse, From Wisdom to Bake. I mean, I don't let the whole marijuana theme and shit get to you, but they're really good. So I got Chthonic, Battlefields of Azura, some Taiwanese symphonic black metal band, and love these guys. Really underrated in my opinion. So we have Cold Chamber, Rivals. Converge, The Dusk in Us. The Contortionist, Intrinsic. Crowbar, Odd Follows Rest. Finally complete their discography. I have Dead by April, their self-titled debut album, which came out in 2009. This is actually a special edition. I'll open it up. It has like some bonus tracks on here, and it also comes with a DVD. And here's the picture of the band. Another underrated band. You should check them out. They kind of like mixture of like pop and metal, which is kind of weird, but they're pretty good. Next 3 CDs are from the same band I finally own something from. That'd be Dealey Plaza. We got the self-titled, the Masonic Diaries, and Deliver Us. I've gotten these from Chubb Cord. This was like before the whole shit with Grave Kirsch happened, so fuck you for being a fucking creepy fuck. But anyway, moving on. Got Deicide and Torment in Hell, and now I own every Deicide album. A Different Breed of Killer, I Colossus. Devios, Gospel of Maggots. Got Devil Driver, Outlaws Till the End, Volume 1. I've gotten this from Newberry Comics. They have like it's a website, and they're pretty much shipped based out of like the New England area from like Massachusetts and stuff. As you can see, it's a special order which came signed by the band. I've gotten a couple more from them as well, which was also in here. So anyway, moving on, these next 4 CDs I actually gotten from a bid on eBay, and yeah, and I got a bunch of Dying Fetus CDs. We've got Infatuation with Malevolence, Purification Through Violence. I can't even speak today. Grotesque Impalement, and War at Attrition. Next up, we got the new Encephalum album, The Lassic. Like, these guys can do no wrong. One of my all-time favorite bands. Some really great Finnish folk metal. Anyway, I'm almost done with this pile. We got a few CDs from Enslaved. I've got the Monumention. I can't even slip in here. Anyway, we have Mardarum and Axiomoma Ethica Odini. Probably butchered that, but that's the album. Yeah, and they're supposed to have a new album out coming soon. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Anyway, moving on, we got Epica, Requiem for the Indifferent, Entombed, Clandestine, For Today, Immortal, just rest in peace, this band. Fintroll with Jordan's Judip, probably butchered that. Except we have Full of Hell with the Triumphing Ecstasy, I probably butchered that. And I got the new Ghost Inside album, which is self-titled. Good comeback album of 2020, if you ask me. Anyway, that's it. Moving on to the second pile. Pull this out. We have Ghost with their Popestar EP. It's a pretty good EP, if you ask me. These guys can do no wrong. I know a lot of people will shit on them, so yeah. Anyway, moving on to, I've got a few CDs from the band Hate. Some good black and death metal from Poland. We have Awakening of the Liar, Erebos, and Tremendium. A couple CDs from Hate Eternal. We have Conquering the Throne, and I Monarch, which actually has a bonus DVD with like some live stuff and behind the scenes footage. Except we have Hands Like Houses, Anon. I have Hollow Prophet with their EP Hellhole. This is actually a limited edition, as Ben Dorr from Shadow of Intent and Jack Simmons of Slaughter to Prevail. This is limited to about, I forget, 150 copies, and I have copy number 91. So yeah, it's good to own this. Actually, another thing I got from a bid on eBay. Next 3 CDs are from the same band. That'd be I Declare War. I have the self-titled, Malevolence, and We Are Violent Through by Nature. So I got a couple. Ice Cube, can't go no wrong there. I have Death Certificate and his most latest album, Everything's Corrupt. Can't go wrong with some cute man. Like, he's one of the best rappers. Like, he puts so much rappers to shame nowadays these days. Like, I don't know, he could do no wrong. Except we have Immortal, Northern Chaos Gods. Kicking myself for not getting this when this first came out, and I wasn't sure how I feel about Immortal without Adith in the band, but when I first heard this album, I was really surprised. Like, damn, I was not expecting to like it more than I did, and it's really fucking good. Next up, we have Impending Doom, The Serpent Servant, and their latest album, The Sin and Doom Volume 2. As you can see, it is signed by the band because I ordered it from Newberry Comics. Yeah, and I finally got everything from them. We have Inanimate Existence, Calling from a Dream. And we have Ingested, The Call of the Void. Yeah, it's a pretty good EP. It's a digipack. I'm still waiting for their new album that I've pre-ordered through Newberry Comics. Apparently it hasn't shipped yet. I don't think they've got it, but yeah. And then we've got probably my favorite death metal album of this year, the new Incantation album, Sect of Vile Divinities. As you see, it is signed by the band. I also pre-ordered it through Newberry Comics. But yeah, like Incantation, you could do no wrong. One of my all-time favorite bands. Then we have Jeff Loomis, Plains of Oblivion. Ginger, King of Everything. Then we have the Jungle Rot, the self-titled. We have a couple CDs from Catalepsy with Autopsychosis. I believe they're from Russia, and I have Gravenous Hour. Next up, we have The Great Cold Distance, which has like a CD of the album and some bonus tracks and a DVD with like a 5.1 surround mix. Then I have Dethroned and Uncrowned, which is actually an acoustic album, and I just love Catatonia. These guys can do no wrong. Next up, we have The Kennedy Veil, Imperium. Killer Be Killed, self-titled. So we have King Conqueror, Welcome to Hell EP. Next up, Knights of the Abyss, The Calling of Wolves. Cranium, Slamcosis. Lamb of God, the Duke EP. It's a really good EP if you ask me. That was like the last thing they did with Chris Adler, but they're still going strong. Have The Last 10 Seconds of Life, The Violent Sound. Lecturous Nocturne, The Age of Miracles Have Passed. Let Live with Fake History and If I'm the Devil. A Life Once Lost, Ecstatic Trance, just rest in peace this band. Then we have Lividity, Perseverance. Lordy, the Rockpocalypse. I just like them for the song Hard Rock Hallelujah. It's a pretty catchy song if you ask me. Next up, I got 2 CDs from Lorna Shore. We have Flesh Coffin and surprisingly their new album Immortal, which I'm not going to comment with the whole shit with their former vocalists, but yeah, it's just, I'm not going to comment. But anyway, moving on to the final stack right here. We have Make Them Suffer with Worlds Apart. This back here. So we have Monuments, Ferocious. I can never pronounce this album title. Have My Dying Bride, For Lies I Sire. Of Mice and Men, Restore Force. I got this on a bid on eBay, and it's came signed by the band. Or like the members are on that, which is cool. I have a signature from Austin Carlisle, and I have Cold War. Parasitic Ejaculation, Rationing the Sacred Human Remains. Next up, we got Powerwolf, Blood of the Saints, and another album of theirs, The Sacrament of Sin. Psychroptic, As the Kingdom Drowns. Repulsion, Horrified. I got Satyricon, Nemesis Divinia, some really great, one of my favorite black metal bands, and I'm looking forward to seeing them next year at Psycho Las Vegas. And so I'm kind of pissed that got canceled, that postponed until next year. I would have saw them like a week or two ago, but anyway, moving on. I have their live album, Live in the Opera. It has like 2 CDs and like a live DVD, which is awesome. I have Scour, self-titled. This is like a super group that has Phil Anselmo from Pantera, Down, like other bands he was in, and then the former bass player for Cal Decapitation's in that band. And another super group we got is Sinsanium with Echoes of the Tortured, which has the former bassist of Dragon Force, who is now the bass player and creator, Joey Jordison of Slipknot, and Attila from Mayhem, which is pretty interesting if you ask me. So we have 6 Feet Under, Crypts of the Death, 2 CDs, and they're both from the same band. That'd be Solution 45 with Nightmares in Waking State Part 1. And I own Part 2, so I own everything from them now. Surruption, Engineering the Void. Structures, Life Through the Window. The new Stylosis album, Cycle of Suffering. Like after almost 5 years, I'm glad they're back with a new album, and it's really fucking good. Next up, we have Terror, or Always the Hard Way, which actually has like a live DVD with this. And something else I didn't showcase in the last one. Well, I mentioned it, but it didn't. The booklet didn't come until months later. I mentioned I had the new Trivium album, but I apparently pre-ordered it with a signed booklet, and it didn't show up until like 2 months after that, or show up like the day or so after I did like the last CD update. Yeah, I thought it was something cool I'd show you guys. on. Sorry, just trying to get everything back in order. Anyway, trying to finish up this pile. We have Unfathomable Ruination, Misshapen Congenital Eupropry. Yeah, and these next 3 CDs are all from the same band, and if you see my latest unboxing video, you probably know what this is. I finally own some CDs from the band Unleash the Archers. It's a power metal band from Vancouver, Canada. We have Time Stand Still, Apex, and their new album Abyss. Like pretty much one of the best power metal albums to come out in 2020, and these guys really deserve more recognition in my opinion. We have Vanna Void, Vital Remains, Let Us Pray, Volumes Via. This actually, I believe, is a reissue for some reason. I got it off of Amazon. It's nothing really special. It just has a booklet and nothing. It's just, I mean, it's a good album, but I believe the packaging thing was kind of bland. I feel like it was just plain, and they could have done more with it. But overall, glad to finally own this album. Hope we have Vulvodynia, Cognizant Cassation. I keep butchering album titles. Sorry. Then we have Winterfelleth, The Dark Hereafter. Hortopsy, They Did Unspeakable Things. I have the new Wolfheart album, Wolves of Karelia, and actually came with a signed booklet signed by Tulmas, which is pretty cool. Well, next up we have Wolves in the Throne Room. We have this one's called Black Cascade, and Celestial Lineage. Woe Is Me, Genesis. Rest in peace, these guys. I have Warmed with Extromedos. And we have finally Zabalba with Tyria e Libertat. So yeah, that's it for the CDs. Now we're on to the cassette tapes. I only have 6 to show you guys. Next up, we have one of my top 5 favorite albums of all time. I finally have this, which is Anthrax, Among the Living. Yeah, it's so awesome to have this. We have the Holy Diver by Dio. Like, what can I say? My favorite vocalist of all time. So we also have the new Incantation album on cassette tape, which actually I got today, and it's, like I said, it's awesome. Like, these guys can do no wrong. So we have Slayer, South of Heaven, and this actually is in a clear cassette, clear tape, which is pretty cool. Next up, I got two the same ones. I got Testament with the New Order, and I have Practice What You Preach. So yeah. And last thing to show you guys for this update is the vinyls, and yeah, I only have like 6, so we'll start this one off with one of my favorite albums in the melodic death metal little genre. We have Sorrow of the Soul by At the Gates. It's gotten this, and the vinyl, it's a red vinyl. Yeah, and hopefully I could see them play this album in full next year at Psycho Las Vegas. They were supposed to do it this year, but yeah, hoping they'll still play it. Anyway, moving on to, I actually pre-ordered this through Season of Mist. They were sold out in the U.S. shop, but I went and pre-ordered it from the European version, and I really wanted it because it's awesome, and it's the new Karakangren album, Frankensteinia Stratomontanus. You can open it up, it's a gatefold. But it's cool. This one was limited to, I believe, 200 copies, and this vinyl, it's a interesting glow-in-the-dark vinyl, which I've spun it a couple times, and goddamn, it looks fucking awesome. Anyway, okay, moving on to one of my favorite deathcore, pretty much the best deathcore band, and one good friends to these guys, and that'd be Hell Chose Me by Carnifex. This pretty much my favorite album of theirs, and this turned 10 years old. And this vinyl itself is a red vinyl, which is pretty cool. And this vinyl actually has like a bonus track, which is actually them covering Angel of Death by Slayer, and it sounds fucking sick. Next up, we have the new Ensiferum album, Thalassic, on vinyl, and I'll open it up. It's a gatefold with the band and stuff. Anyway, and I think it's fuck if I can get this out. The vinyl itself is a Arctic Blue vinyl. I don't know how well you can see it. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, these next 3 are just simple black vinyl. I don't really need to pull it out. I got the new Incantation album, Sect of Vile Divinity. As you can see, I ordered this from the music record shop. It's like somewhere in Michigan, or I believe. But it came signed by the whole band. It's pretty cool. And lastly, I finally have the new Unleash the Archers album, Abyss, and the vinyl itself has like the band members and like thank you section and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much my little collection update for you guys. It's been a couple months, so yeah, not nearly as big as the last one. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. And as always, keep it metal.